I just wanted to, after having talked to somebody in a chat, I wanted to show them, how many different games I have on Steam. Okay, just a little list, right? Okay. Yeah. Here's the guy that everyone says is an Unreal Engine shill or Epic shill or whatever the heck, right? Here you go. You know, Here's some of the other games that either are free to play or whatever, right? You see? Yep. There you go, guys. Here's my account name. You can add me if you want. Right there. Yeehaw. Yeah. I got a lot of games. And this is just, and some of these games I had on CDs or bought from the company, and I had a download, and whatever reason I've either lost some or whatever and had to buy the game again. About 20 or 30 of these I won from Twitch users, Yep. Yep. I'm not a gamer at all, man. Anyhow, I'm going to get into the Warhammer 2 here in a bit and have some more fun with that. Then I'm going to get into that Elite Dangerous. I'm going to keep practicing and get speeding up on that. What's this? Wow, lots of neat things in here. Making a monster. Oh, somebody was in a thread having fun with stuff. See these trading cards? I don't understand all that at Steam. I don't know. Anyway, I just thought I'd put this up there just because I got into a little bit of a heated discussion sometimes about piracy. And it all comes down to this. Okay, you need exposure when you're in the indie circles. Okay, number one, you don't want to be going copyright maximalist and going anti-digital. Okay, number one, digital saves you so much bloody money. Think about 10 cents a page because the companies that control ink, the cost of ink, have not lowered costs and kept them expensive when the actual ink costs continue to go down. Therefore, the cost of print never gets cheaper, okay, while the rest of things like technology moves on, okay? You have a whole number of factors why a comic, okay, would not be as viable as it used to be, okay? Number one, okay, if I can go to the Unreal Engine, get a scene, download the scene, put some characters in it, go to YouTube, learn how to move them around and have a little fun and walk around in a little thing. What do I need a comic for? Christ, I don't even need to buy a video game. These are all problems that you guys are having to face. And you know what? You've got to get yourselves some kind of way. Like, if you look at the big studios, even the indie studios like Digital Extremes when they were smaller, they had guys that were drawers. They actually have one guy that sits on that little panel, and his team does nothing but sketches and drawings. They come up with conceptual art, who then takes that to a modeler, who then starts to put it into a 3D form. You need to move forward into stuff like this. I understand. You love what you do. There's a niche market. There's a small group of you. You're making a buck. But you could be doing better. Okay? All right? And I'm not trying to be, hard on you. I'm not trying to tell people what to do. Do what you want to do anyway, right? You're going to do that. But when it comes down to it, okay, this thing, grease pencil, is going to, once it's, as more and more people get used to using grease pencil and its tool suite gets bigger and it gets more refined and a little easier and a little more documentation, you're going to start seeing more people using it to do other stuff. Okay, you're already getting the big AAA companies and everything else starting to take notice on this little thing, right? They've done a whole little movie on this just from the alpha version of it, okay? And There's absolutely no reason why they can't just go forward and then just have artists draw. You put the concept art behind and draw over like how I see you guys trace things, and then suddenly it's a 3D animatable thing. You know? Why do I need a comic when I can have a 2D animation? Make it a story then. Make it alive. Make it vibrant. Make it visual and everything else. See, the more you move that way, the more that you're going to attract people. You want to see, and how do I know? Well, I can put some boring video games up here that everyone else plays. I get a little bit of traffic. I go to Unreal and I get this giant castle with a big land, and I put it in there, and I put a couple characters around. I go in there and I wander around and go, oh, look at all this. And boom, the video view count goes right through the roof. I put a dragon in there and a monster and a couple other things, and people are going, wow, look at this. You see? I didn't pay for that. I still haven't paid for that. Who needs comics? You see? Who needs video games? Right? I can technically buy my own. And there's actually tutorials on how to build games that are like these, okay? Doesn't mean it's going to be of this quality, okay? Don't get me wrong. But that's changing fast. $4 million worth of assets at the beginning of the year. This company Quixel, which now can replace Substance, okay, which went the Adobe subscription route, which totally screws the industry. At least we thought. Epic to the rescue again. I mean, first Unity tries pulling crap, okay, and you get what was it, Spatial OS, that's the back end for all the online video games. Almost, you look into it, type in Spatial OS, and see what video games are running it, and you'll go, oh, wow, Epic saved them. And yet here I am buying Total War Warhammer 2 here, and then I go over and I get some Epic games. Oh, what's so exclusive about this? It's one single PC and it's running them. But these people keep saying that, you know. That's how I know that these guys are shills, because every time they mouth you up, and I'm going to start taking screenshots of this stuff, okay? Me interacting like this, because it shows, and it should, Google or YouTube should be looking at this saying, that's a fake user. He signs up within the last month, has 4 subs, and is talking like he's some kind of professional gamer who has some right to go and say crap. Here's your proof of what a gamer is right here, man. Have a nice day. Okay? You know. Whee! You know. Get this on sale now, you know, blah, blah, blah. I didn't pay full price for it because I'm not a wealthy little rich prick. There's the Elite Dangerous, too. That was, you know, it's like, Anyway. I got 53 cents left. Ooh, I'm rich. Anyway, so yeah, and the other aspect about the piracy that I'd like to talk about was Tarmac. Okay, this is related to video games. You got to remember this too. Okay, Tarmac, a Canadian, did the research, got all the statistics, showed it online. Okay, that video games since 2006 have dropped in price 40% or something like that. And that was in 2018 or something like that. He said that. Now you got to remember, this is before Epic started giving out all these free assets to make video games with, and the 4 million they just gave out at the beginning of this month. Okay, so technically, it should you could be saying it's even cheaper now, right? And this is why I say, you know, I so many of these guys are good people, and you don't want to see them, you know, get hurt or nothing. You don't want to say nothing when you're around them to, you know, you guys are like in the past, and you're not moving forward, right? And the thing being is, you got families, you got to eat, you got to do this and that too, right? Well, remember, there's 4.5 billion people on the internet. Okay. Every time you raise your price on something, That's fewer people that are going to buy it. Why would I spend $25 on a comic and I read it once and that's it? I might read it a couple other times in my lifetime, right? Versus playing a video game that has replayability for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours. That's the kind of games I get, guys. Right? Right? You want to look at times played on things? Here, let's check this out. Look at this. 760 hours I've played this game. All right? Right? Do I get 700? And I got this game for nothing. I won it. It was $20 at the time. So for $20, can I have that much fun with a comic? You see, you gotta remember, people are not stupid. Okay? They will look for value. Okay? The people that are buying your things, we call them whales. And sooner or later, they're going to run out of money or they're going to wake up and move on. Okay? What I heard this little thing one time. There was a little spat going on, and I heard about how somebody who was disabled was being taken advantage of as a whale. I'll say this: if I ever find out any of these comics people are taking advantage of people like that, I will make sure, using whatever means is appropriate, that those people that are doing that are never able to do it to anyone else again, or at least expose them so that that's the case. Okay? Take that how you want. It's not really like a threat, like I'm going to beat somebody up or something like that. That ain't the point. It just means I will do what I can as a human being to stop you from harming people and taking advantage of them. Okay? Now, a couple people, I want to do things for, and I keep getting roadblocks. The people at Epic, at Unreal, got back to me, and they said that there should have been nothing that went wrong with that card. It just seems it didn't. And I explained it to them. They said it sounds like they didn't, when they put money onto the card, they didn't do it right away, or the company that was looking after that didn't do it like they were supposed to right away, which means that they wanted to hold on to your money. And this is how these kinds of cards make money. You put $100 on a credit card. Usually there's some time. So that $100, you think if 1 million people did that, there'd be $100 million. So they can go and use that money and put it into some investment for a short time, make some money on it or interest, and then, plus a fee for you using the card, right? Blah, blah, blah. And so on. And so that's why things took longer. And I read the thing on the back. It says when you load the card on there, it should be instant. So, screw up on Visa's part, cost Unreal Engine some money. So, and I'm not going to be buying, let me put it to you this way, the $23 I would have spent with Epic would have saved me over $150, okay? The items I was buying would have, on regular sale, are $175 after Monday, so I'm not buying them. So, you guys as viewers are just going to get less entertainment, because that's what I'm really doing. All these little pieces you see me doing, will go into something someday, okay? Go back and look at all the little playlists with 3D stuff. All that's going to be in something, guys. There's a plan for everything. It's just taking me forever to get it done. Yeah. Some things I gotta keep practicing on because I'm not. It takes it. Go look up how much is involved in rigging. There's literally to do the finger movements in animation. It's an 8-hour sit down and walk through Blender software. I'm not kidding you. Okay, that's how involved it is. And then you're gonna want to practice that. And practice that, and practice that, and practice that. You understand? Sockets, putting weapons and guns and stuff into things' hands so that you can move them. The wrist movements so that stuff can, finger movements when you're shooting a gun maybe, or little things like that you don't maybe notice, okay? But the little extras, right? Anyway. Didn't want to rant too long, but the other thing to get at is if you're a nice enough guy, if you're good enough people, and you're not coming across as a copyright troll, as a lawyer, that kind of thing, most people will appreciate you if they like your art or whatever you're trying to sell, and they'll buy something from you if they can afford it. If they don't, it's like I did. If you want to look at my search history on YouTube, I'll show you. I sat and watched hundreds of hours of Total War Warhammer and Warhammer 2. I couldn't afford the game. Both games together, off sale, are 200. What was it? $280 Canadian, or something like that. It was ridiculous. Okay. Now they've included enough DLC. It was $24 for the second game, $17 for the first game. I mean, if I had an extra $17, which I did at the time before I bought Elite Dangerous, I would have got both games, and then you get a third game that comes in called Mortal Empires. But anyway, at least I got this game, and then I was showing off that I can play this game with lesser specs than they say I should have. There's another game down here like that. Where is it? The Sherlock game. Where is it? This one here, Sherlock Holmes. This game says, when I run it, it'll pop up, and it'll say, sorry, this game does not support your hardware. And then I click OK, and then it goes into the game, and it looks fantastic. Right? I went in for 29 minutes just to check it out. This is another game I want. It's like, these games are expensive, some of them, eh? Middle Earth Shadow of War. Let's see, XCOM 2. Let's see, where was it here? That was $20 I spent. I actually spent for that one, I think. No, I won that one. Let's see, where was that Civilization 6? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Oh, it's up here. Civilization 6. Okay. Right? I got a bunch of DLC when I won this game, and it's worth quite a bit. Okay. Let's see here. I bought this game and got... This is a big ripoff, this game. They scammed everybody on this. Everybody was saying, I want my money back. And they were like, no, we'll update the game for a year. And then they didn't even wait for a year, and they started adding DLC. Just terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible people. Anyway, yeah, there's the Path of Exile. I put 22 hours into that. Right? Age of Wonders 3. Right? Yay! Warframe was in there, and I've had to uninstall a lot of these games to make for space with the Unreal Engine. I mean, that thing is just crazy. Getting this game to work, it won't work properly with OBS quite right. Where was the other Star Wars game? It was this one. This one took a while to get to work too, but it still works good. There's some people still playing it. I mean, it's marginally fun. Still got a shooter, right? It's a lot more fun than they say than the other games. See, being the Jedi or whatever you want to be, like, you earn the right to be in this game, right? It's not locked behind a paywall or some, weird progression system like the new Battlefront 2 is. Yeah, so anyway, I thought I'd put this up, and it's just sort of a thing of saying, listen, a person will support artists, okay, if they respect you. If you don't get their respect, don't expect to be respected. Okay, that's all I got to say. So, and this comes back to certain aspects of both the far left and the far right, and Comicsgate and anti-Comicsgate and all these other things. These people fighting and arguing amongst themselves. People see that, and you know what? I'll tell you, as a person who just come into this, helped a few of them out, got screwed a bit on Twitter for a little while, got all that sorted back out, screwed again, and then had to sit back and just go, oh, you know what? Piss on that. I'm going to be doing things, okay? Once you get to that stage where you're over the kiddie games, right? The little kiddie games that people play and just do your own thing. Ah, it'll work out, okay? And this little solution with COPPA thing, I'm going to try to get with more of my fellow countrymen and try and help them out, right? And the rest of the world. Now, how do I say I want to help an American when I have to block my own traffic into your own country, therefore you can't do anything for me, right? Or anyone else in your country, right? That makes me want to block your content from coming to me. Yeah, yeah. Maybe we should all do that. Well, not only will we block our content, let's block their content from our countries too, from us, right? Man, what a sad world that would be, eh? Sad world. Somebody tried to log into my Twitch account today. That was interesting. From Mexico. Yep, caught you. Got your IP address too. These guys. Yeah, I hadn't used Twitch in a long time either, eh? Oh, you hear that? That's got a street just about a block over that's all bars. You can just imagine how loud that gets. What is it, 10:30 here? Yeah, it's starting to get to that. Everyone getting drunk time. Anyway, I'm going to let you go and get into some gaming. Like I say, seriously, if you're anti-digital, that's fine. Just don't get jealous of other people that make more money than you, okay? Remember that, okay? Because if somebody's out there wanting to pirate you, that means somebody had to buy your stuff to tell them about it. Number one. Number two, it works in the reverse too. They'll tell people and they'll go, and then you know what? Somebody wants to go, and this is why I even get into the idea of saying, instead of having comics anymore, just put up, an animation. Do animated little things on the web. They can't pirate that, can they? Can they? Only after the fact. Anyway, I just thought I'd say all that because I just wanted to make sure certain people didn't get the wrong idea that I'm some kind of pirate that wants to go running around ripping people off or something like that. It ain't like that, okay? It never is like that, okay? The reason why I haven't done very much in the last little while is because of the fact I've had no money. Yeah, man. Look at all. I got games in here. I even got a VR game in here I don't even have VR stuff for. Where was that? It's like, keep this one here. Keep talking and nobody explodes. There's a VR version of it. It's really weird. I don't know what it's about. You get around a thing and people got to keep yapping or something. Somebody icon of you blows up or something maybe. A bunch of these games that were like the Legos game up here. Where was it? Where did that go? This one was given out by Warner Brothers before they lost the intellectual property rights for it. And there's some bugs in it that don't make things not work right. Let's see, what other ones was I given that were given out for free? It was Sins of a Solar Empire. Where'd that go? Way the heck down here. Where'd you go? My vision's going too. This is not a good sign. Where are you? Oh, there it is. This one here was given out. And what they did was, they're smart. Okay? They give the main game out, and then they did a DLC for it a couple years later, right? So this is, generates interest. Okay? Right before coming out with a new game, right? These guys come out with a game, right? So there you go. Minion Masters. No, I don't think so. Anyway, I just wanted to show you guys that, and like I said, if you want to add me on Steam, there I am right there. Anyway, take it easy, people.